So you finished your installation, and now it's time to do the review to make sure we got all our final adjustments done to help prevent any unnecessary comebacks. We'll begin with the underhood electrical wiring. First, we make sure that the main cable is running through the black plastic casing and not hanging down on the engine. Second, we'll make sure that the power and ground are run in such a way that when the battery is changed, you don't uninstall the top. And lastly, we make sure that we've notched the edge of the fuse panel to prevent pinching the wire and causing a future issue. On the inside, you want to make sure that the button lights are not turned on when the engine is off. When you turn the engine on, the button lights should turn on. If they're on all the time, review the instructions so that you don't kill the battery. In addition, be sure that the top open opens the top and the top close closes the top. If it's the opposite, rewire the button connector. An important safety note, be sure that the top only operates when the key's on and the brake is pressed. If it operates when the brake is not pressed, go back to the instructions and wire it correctly. The next adjustment is the front of canvas, where the header meets the front seal of the windshield. It's important to notice that the myTop will fit slightly further back than the original stock top. You see this dust line from the factory top. It won't sit too far back to where you can get a finger in between the seal and the top. Also, there'll be a smooth transition between the windshield frame and the myTop. It shouldn't step upwards. If it steps up, you're going to find a wind noise. Also, in the corners, they should be tight and smooth around the edges here to prevent wind and water coming in. Now we'll move on to the rear canvas. The rear canvas has two bow tubes in it, the second to last and the last. The second to last should be Velcroed in the inside, and you won't be able to tell from the outside if it's done proper. The rear one, you will be able to tell by looking at this seam. The seam should split the angle and not be in front of or behind the bow tube. From the inside, we want to first unzip the headliner. This will expose the second to last and last rear bow. This is the second to last rear bow, and we want to make sure that it's inside this Velcro keeper. If it's not inside the Velcro keeper, it can cause a collision in the top. To make an adjustment on the rear bow, use this Velcro flap that's double-sided to put it in the correct position. In some instances, the Velcro flap will come behind and forward. In other situations, you may find a better fit that it comes forward and then down. And lastly, be sure to have the Velcro side keepers in place, controlling the rear bow in between the two windows. We want to inspect the L-arm and see that it leaves the canvas right up against the door frame. If you follow the instructions closely, the inside window covers have already been cut out. The outside ones are simply taped on. Just make sure we remove them. Next, we'll check out the Velcro and make sure it's properly installed. Here you can see it's around the edge of the tub. And the canvas section with the plastic is tucked deep into there and attached to the Velcro. And lastly, be sure to leave them the owner's manual, which has plenty of instructions on how to operate the top. And if you have any questions down the road, feel free to give us a call or email.